Here comes your man or your lady. Apply the gender pronouns as they relate to you in your situation. With this King of Pentacles, somebody is so certain that they want to put in the work, they want to put in that effort in order to set themselves apart from any potential competition that you might have. This is somebody that doesn't have any exes on the back burner. They're not waiting for the return of a past person. This is not somebody that is trying to rebound out of an energy of heartbreak. They don't have multiple options. It feels like this is somebody that has been single for quite some time, maybe focused on those pentacles, focused on career, on health, on, establishing themselves in the material world, working towards goals, and they have come to a place within themselves of feeling now is the time in their life where they are ready to welcome love in. And after a short search, they have found you. And this has caused them to drop that energy of searching, set their sights exclusively on you, and to be very proactive in terms of determined steps forward that they want to happen at a very methodical, consistent pace. This is not the type of person that wants to sow seeds of doubt. They don't come in with a wishy-washy energy. This is somebody that will give it their all and then some in order to prove to you that they are worth your time, worth your consideration, worth maybe the effort that it will take for you to open up, trust in them fully, and to discontinue your involvement with other options that you might have in your life. Just because this person has been focused mostly on those pentacles, mostly on work, they haven't been dating, they haven't been talking to other people, they don't have any sneaky links or situationships going on, doesn't mean that they assume that you are in the same boat. It feels like this is somebody that's not going to pry, but they're going to take an approach to you that just kind of factors or figures, that like you are somebody who is presenting as very appealing, very attractive on multiple levels to them. Certainly somebody like you is possibly entertaining other options, exploring other possibilities, but if you aren't, great, then that makes it kind of an easier process for them to win your heart. And if you do have other people, that are vying for your attention, then this person is determined to set themselves apart from the crowd, not through competition, but almost like outperforming anybody that could potentially be giving you mixed signals, putting in low effort. This is somebody that wants to show you the finer things in life. So maybe that involves very like fancy dates or something that's like a very creative approach to dating. It doesn't necessarily need to involve expensive things, but just very thoughtful things, thoughtful actions, thoughtful gifts, thoughtful gestures towards you that help you to become aware of this person as not just a run-of-the-mill experience, not somebody that you're going to regret taking a chance on, but somebody that, even if this is kind of a limited time connection, or maybe as something that develops into a circumstance that is more long term, that you'll have a good time, that you will feel that this was time well spent getting to know this person and opening yourself up and allowing yourself to be known by them as well. We also have the Four of Wands. So it feels like this is somebody that really is creative when it comes to planning as far as romance is concerned. This is something that they are aware of within themselves as a quality that most people in the modern age do not have, or most people, kind of their age group or just within like modern dating, they don't prioritize kind of the little details, the special things that this person has chose to emphasize as part of like the package that they bring to the table, as part of what they offer of themselves. This is not the type of person that you're going to have to be planning everything. This is not the type of person that's only going to like show up for you on those special occasion moments. This is the type of person that it feels like they lean into spontaneity. This is somebody who will take the time to get to learn your likes and dislikes and will really surprise you time and again from the ways in which they kind of bring something forth to you. Obviously, materially, in terms of like gifts or offers and invitations that reflect things that you like to do, or even things that may just even involve kind of like time, care, and attention that is paid to the things that are important to you. This is somebody that believes that that's part of like putting in effort, putting in action, is not just kind of, the times where it's something really exciting, or again, like really kind of meaningful moments, special occasions and holidays, but this is somebody that likes to celebrate just everyday moments. This is somebody that has thought about what that might be like for you, what they know so far about you. Maybe this is somebody that's like a friend that's got deeper feelings, or somebody that you've, maybe just started talking to, you're just starting to get to know, and they're kind of sussing out your personality. They're looking at your social media. What's your style? What are your interests? What are the kind of things that you post? If you shared music with this person, what are the genre, or, maybe series of genres? What are the types of things that somebody like you would find interesting in terms of things to do, or things that they could even kind of focus on, that let you know they don't just see you as like someone to fill empty space in their life. They're not just attracted to you for like the surface level package. This is somebody who really wants to invest that time and effort in making you feel understood and seen and celebrated as a person. So they will take the time to learn that in order to be able to give to you appropriately in ways that it feels like, even if it's just a little something, a little gesture, a little word, a little kind of nudge in a particular direction, or something where it's like, hey, I saw this and thought of you. Maybe that's a song, or some like a post that they forward to you on social media, that it's something that will reflect like conversations that you've had, interests that you have, things about your personality that let you know this person is really paying attention. They're not just looking to serve their own needs, or, kind of bolster up their own ego and confidence by having someone like you by their side. This is somebody that wants to make sure, like, when it comes to partnership, when it comes to dating, they don't just save kind of the good stuff for whoever it is that they're going to marry. This is somebody that likes to show a very kind of rich and enriched experience to people that they are becoming very serious about. And so as far as this connection is concerned, this person is already at this point in time thinking of different ways to kind of show up for you very creatively, in ways that might be different from other lovers, other people that you've dated, other people that you are, dealing with right now, or might have their sights set on you at this point in time. And this is somebody who's very confident that their unique approach to things is going to be something that definitely wins you over, or sets them apart from any possible competition. We also have the Five of Wands. Yeah, so this is the energy of somebody that is willing to put in that effort. Somebody that is not going to, kind of come across as very insecure. They're not going to put pressure on you, kind of like, are you talking to anyone else? Do you have any other options? It feels like they're going to keep that very, like, that's your business. If you choose to share that with me, you will share that with me. And if you choose not to, I trust that that's for the best as well. But this is somebody that is not looking at the situation with kind of like, how do I outdo all these other people? But it's kind of like, how do I show up as the best version of myself so that you come to only have eyes for me? This is somebody that sees that you are worth the effort that it will take to kind of wait, to be very, proactive in their approach to you, as you let your walls down, as you let your guard down, as you trust them, as you put them through different kind of tests and challenges. They expect that. That's not something that will throw them off their game, or, be taken the wrong way. It's like they welcome that. They welcome you kind of looking at them, or even the process of who you're going to date. It's kind of an interview process. They know that they can't just bring kind of like standard or very cliche or superficial qualities to the table, that the thing that's going to make them stand out amongst the rest is this very kind of like unique flair that they have inside of themselves for the creative. It feels like this is somebody that derives pleasure from like giving pleasure, both in the physical sense, but also in terms of like making reasons for the person of interest, or the person that they are dating, to smile, to feel very celebrated, to feel very seen. Little things that will come as a surprise, very unexpected, but like pleasant things. This is somebody that gets off on that. They like that. It is something that they are very skilled at. It is something that past partners, past people that they've dated have commented, like many people have commented on that is something about this individual that sets them apart from others. It is something that they view within themselves as kind of one of the attributes or a little added bonus about themselves that most people don't think to do, most people aren't creative, or most people don't kind of include that in their game plan or their approach to dating. It's something that's only reserved for like long-term relationship. And even then, it's kind of like birthdays and holidays. That'll be sort of the time where there's extra effort put in, or maybe they recognize a lot of people are very low effort nowadays. They're kind of just turn and burn, whatever's easiest, whatever kind of just, touches the right sort of buttons in order to accomplish something on like a sexual, lust-filled level, whatever's the easiest, that's typically what people go for. This is somebody who loves a challenge. They love that ability to kind of like use their mind, use their creativity, use their skills to be able to really get to know the person that they are exploring, romantically speaking, on that deeper level. This is someone that's looking for deep connection. They're not just looking for a fling. If they wanted to hook up, if they wanted to go have sex with someone, they go out into a bar and pick someone up. It feels like that's not a problem for this person. That's not a challenge for this person. What they are looking for is something of more substance, an exchange between themselves and another person where, that giving and kind of receiving of pleasure, it extends beyond the physical. It goes into more of those like subtle layers where it's like, I'm showing up just for the reason to make you smile because it's today. There's no other reason for that. I'm not turning up with flowers because I've done anything wrong and I'm having to apologize. I'm just doing it because they looked pretty and I thought of you, so I got them and here they are. That's the kind of mentality that this person has, that they really feel sets them apart from other people, and they are going to kind of surprise you and amaze you. It feels like, not just in terms of like physical gifts that they give, but ways in which they pay special attention to like who you are as a person, the things that matter to you, your likes and dislikes, and the way that they sort of fine tune their strategy to approach you accordingly, to emphasize certain things, to maybe kind of learn through experience what it is that you don't resonate with, and then they will make a point not to kind of bring that back into the circumstance, not to repeat those things. This is somebody who believes that the process of dating or entering into partnership, it's a process of evolution. It is not just, this is how I am, that's how you are, and we're going to struggle to make these pieces fit. This is something where they fine tune the approach. This is somebody who is an active listener. They are very observant and they don't use these powers to manipulate. This is somebody who uses this kind of ability to have insight, to be thoughtful, to be creative. They use that as a way to kind of help to sort of build a layer of fondness between themselves and romantic partners. This is not somebody who struggles with loneliness. This is not somebody who's like afraid of being on their own. This is somebody who will take quality over quantity any day of the week. And so when it comes to actively pursuing someone, getting more serious in a partnership, this is something where they don't just need like a +1 to occupy that seat next to them. This is somebody that is like, if I'm going to share my time, my energy, my resources, my life with another person, I want to make sure that I'm bringing them deep fulfillment on levels that are, a little more hard to access. It takes time to learn. It takes time to, approach situations or aspects within a person in a way that is pleasing. This is also something where they are then opening themselves up through the example that they are setting for you to not hold back in ways in which you may want to show and express affection and emotion that maybe people you were dealing with in the past were very uncomfortable with receiving. They became very triggered, when you made kind gestures, or when you paid compliments, or when you were trying to show up and like celebrate the other person. And so that could be something where you're sort of like, yeah, I was then trained through these other people that I've dealt with that that's not okay. So you kind of just keep that to yourself. This is somebody that's like, no, if you have things that it feels very natural for you to kind of act in that way when you are feeling emotional, when you are loving, when you're falling in love, or when you are, having a meaningful experience with another person, please, don't hesitate to kind of bring that to the table. This is somebody who does not have a problem with receiving love, affection, compliments. And because of that, they are also, they got a big emphasis on kind of giving that as well. Giving that not with the expectation of receiving in return, but giving it because they derive pleasure from giving pleasure to others. And we also have the 9 of Wands. Yeah, so this is somebody, it feels like, that is, very emboldened as far as If love is a battlefield, I am up for that challenge to not so much kind of like win you over compared to trust issues or wounds that you have, but to really sort of come through as like the champion, as like the best experience you've had in a while, or maybe the best lover you've ever had, the best boyfriend, the best girlfriend that you've ever had. This is somebody that has a champion's mindset. They want to win. They want to win your heart. They want to win your time. They want to win your affection. They also understand that that is something that cannot just be, won through guile or trickery. This is something where it's like they need to approach with tenderness, consistency, honesty, creativity. This is somebody that wants to show you an experience of love and partnership with another person that is hard to come by in the modern dating age. This is somebody that doesn't care if it's an antiquated approach. They're hoping that you see it as like old-fashioned in a way, or something very odd or unusual as compared to anything you've experienced before or anything you've experienced in a while, because it's a classical approach. It's the sense of celebrating the person that you're with, not just when it's sort of necessary or commercialism kind of tells you that it's time to do so, but on the ordinary occasion that lets the person that you are romantic with know, hey, I'm really excited that you are a part of my life, and I want to make you seen as more than just a person who is here to fill space beside me, but as somebody that is valued on an emotional level. So they look at the challenge as kind of like combating the modern tendency to dating, which, even though they are looking at this as they have to approach as if this is kind of like, a resume, like you're hiring them. What would qualify you to be my plus one? They get that, but that's part of the approach. Maybe for the stage in your life you are both at, or the way the world is, but this is also somebody that wants to defy that very like transactional approach to relationships, to get back to basics, to find ways in order to kind of just make you giggle, make you smile, make you feel very flattered, very appreciated, very seen, very understood, just for the sheer essence of who you are and for the fact that you have caught their attention, you have attracted them, you have intrigued them. So this is somebody who is going to fight against sort of your expectations or the assumptions that you would have about sort of like effort people put in, in general, or maybe early on in connections, or whatever phase your connection you're at this particular point in time. This is something that if you have like one particular impression of this person, like a first impression, or something that is more of like a casual understanding, there are deeper layers to them, and so they want to fight against that. They want to kind of open up in different sorts of ways, or make efforts towards you that help you to see them as somebody that, again, is very creative, has the potential to be the one to kind of keep a relationship spicy and exciting. You don't have to do all that work as far as that is concerned, should this develop into like long-term connection with this which this person hopes that it does. Like they're thinking to themselves, I'm your man, or I'm your lady. Again, apply those gender pronouns as they relate to your situation. But this is somebody who is very certain that you are worth that effort. You are worth, the behind the scenes creativity that it will take for them to come up with different ways, not to just kind of make you smile once, but to continue to show up as a very vibrant and exciting presence in your life. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.